Okay, let's be real. The world of AI assistants is getting, well, crowded. And honestly, it can be pretty confusing. It feels like you need to learn a whole new language just to figure out what's what. But don't worry, that's exactly why we're here. We're going to cut through all that noise and make it super clear. So, this is the big question, isn't it? You've heard all the names, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, but which one is actually right for what you need to do? The key is to stop thinking of them as these one-size-fits-all magic boxes. Instead, I want you to start seeing them as a team of specialists. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly which specialist to call for your next big project. We're going to kick things off with the one everybody knows, ChatGPT. It's the one that really set the standard for everything that came after. And honestly, if you understand the basics of how it works, you've got the key to understanding all the others. Once you get this part, I promise everything else just kind of clicks into place. So, at the very heart of all these tools is something called a large language model, or LLM for short. The core idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about prediction. Think about the predictive text on your phone, when it tries to guess your next word. Now imagine that, but on a totally superhuman scale. It's been trained on an unbelievable amount of data just to get incredibly good at one single thing, guessing what word should come next. This right here shows you exactly how it works. You give it a prompt, like, the best thing about AI is its ability to. The model then looks at everything it's learned and calculates the odds for every possible word that could come next. It picks the most likely one, adds it to the sentence, and then it does the whole thing all over again for the next word and the next, building its response one piece at a time. It's such a simple idea, but the results are just incredibly powerful. So what that means is this whole process makes ChatGPT a fantastic generalist. It's the all-arounder, the jack-of-all-trades on our AI team. Need a quick summary of something? Perfect. Need to draft an email or answer a general question? It's your go-to. It's that reliable, versatile assistant that really set the stage for everybody else. Okay, so now it's time for our first specialist, Grok. If ChatGPT is that helpful, polite assistant, think of Grok as the rebellious one with a seriously sharp wit. And it's not just built differently in its personality, it's completely different in where it gets its information. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Grok is literally designed to have opinions, to be sarcastic, and to have a sense of humor. It's programmed to jump into those more controversial topics that other, more careful AIs might back away from. It's less about being a neutral tool and way more about being an engaging and, yeah, sometimes edgy partner in conversation. And what's really cool is you actually get to choose the flavor of that personality. You can keep it in regular mode and you'll get a pretty straightforward answer. But you can flip it over to fun mode, and that's when you unlock all that wit and sarcasm. It's a pretty unique feature that lets you tailor the AI's tone to whatever you're doing. But this, right here, this is Grok's superpower. This is what truly makes it a specialist. It has a live, direct pipeline to all the public data on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. So while most other models are working with data that's months or even years old, Grok knows what's happening right this second. That makes it the absolute best tool for tracking trends, for understanding breaking news, and for just getting the real-time pulse of what the world is talking about. Wherever you're watching from, follow the channel and share the show. All right, next up, we have a really powerful duo from Google. And we're not just looking at one tool here, but two specialists that work together. You've got Gemini, the integrated creator, and NotebookLM, the personal researcher. Each one is built for a very, very specific kind of job. First is Gemini, and the big word you need to know here is multimodal, which is just a fancy way of saying it works with a lot more than just text. It can understand and create images, audio, even video. And because it's from Google, of course, it's plugged deep into things like Gmail, Drive, and Maps, and it uses Google Search to stay up to date. This makes Gemini the go-to specialist for any kind of creative project, especially if you live inside that Google ecosystem. But hold on, that brings up a really important question. All the AIs we've talked about so far are trained on the public internet. What happens when you need an expert, but you need to be an expert only on your private stuff, like your own research papers or your notes from a meeting? How do you get an expert that won't just make stuff up? Well, that is the perfect job for our next specialist, NotebookLM. The way it works is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You upload your trusted sources, your PDFs, your documents, whatever. NotebookLM then becomes a world-class expert exclusively on that material. So when you ask a question, it only answers based on those documents. And this is the crucial part, it gives you direct citations, showing you exactly where it found the information. This whole concept is called source grounding, and it is an absolute game changer. It basically eliminates the risk of hallucinations. When an AI just confidently makes up facts. By grounding every single answer in the material you provided, NotebookLM becomes this unbelievably reliable research assistant. It's perfect for students, researchers, or really anyone who needs to analyze a specific set of documents without any fluff. Okay, so we've met our team of specialists. We have the all-arounder, the real-time rebel, the integrated creator, and the personal researcher. Now for the most important part. Let's put it all together into a clear, simple guide to help you choose the right one for whatever you're working on. This table lays it all out, nice and simple. Think of it like this. Who are you hiring for the job? For general stuff, like quick drafts and summaries, you hire the all-rounder, ChatGPT. To figure out what's blowing up online right this second, you call in the real-time specialist with access to X, Grok. For creative projects involving images or audio, especially in the Google world, you bring in Gemini. And for a deep, accurate analysis of your own stuff, your expert is NotebookLM. So if there's one thing you walk away with today, let it be this. Stop asking which AI is the best. That's the wrong question. The right question is, which AI is the best specialist for this specific job? The real power isn't finding one magic tool that does everything. It's knowing which specialist on your team to call for the task at hand. And really, that brings us to the final question, which is for you. You've met the team, you know their specialties, so think about what you're working on next. Is it a research paper, a social media campaign, maybe a video script? You now have the guide to choose your perfect AI partner. So, what are you going to build?